Hey everybody, how are we doing today? I'm here. Mom life chaos and nobody slept, but we're here. So, before I forget, if you're on YouTube, click the like, subscribe so you get notified when this is going, when we put new ones up. If you want more details on anything I talk about today, the blog that it comes from is actually linked in the comments section, or not the comments, the description of this video. So today we're going to talk about labels, and specifically labels of eggs in the grocery store. We talked about meat labels previously. We're going to talk about egg labels because these are two things that tend to be really confusing when you walk through the grocery store. When you're looking at these different labels, some of them are just complete bogus marketing, and that's kind of what we're going to unpack today, what actually they mean. Keep in mind that any label that has any authenticity behind it requires extra paperwork, which is going to be an increase in cost that you're going to see as the consumer. Whatever you do, whether that's meat or eggs or produce, if you are truly concerned about where it comes from and the quality of it, find a producer that's local. There are backyard chicken farmers everywhere who usually have lots of eggs in abundance, especially here coming up the next couple months as all the hens start to lay again. There's usually beef producers around, or lamb or pork. You can usually find your meats from a local buyer somewhere. If you are truly concerned about where it comes from and the quality of that, find a producer who lines up with you and meet them and see if you can't buy part of that animal. There are loopholes pretty much in every state where you may not buy the actual meat, but you can buy the animal. So that's just kind of a workaround a lot of states do, and a lot of people do. Completely legal and totally fine. But chicken eggs. So what do these labels mean? We're going to kind of go over the big ones that I see the most common. If you have other questions on other labels, message me, put it down in the comments, and I'll respond. There we go. So, first big one, non-GMO. And why is this on eggs? Because they shouldn't be genetically modified anyway, right? You would think. So basically this really means nothing with the eggs. Non-GMO means that the hens cannot be fed feed that has genetically modified crops or byproducts. So this knocks out, like, they can't be fed distillers grains or a lot of soybean meal and different stuff like that. They can still, however, be caged or building confined. So keep that in mind. Whatever they are, however they're housed, they're going to have a balanced diet that meets their nutritional requirements. Otherwise, they're not going to lay eggs. So keep that in mind. Vegetarian fed. This is one that I'm seeing more and more, and it kind of surprises me. Because if you look at chickens who run free, they don't care what they eat, and they will catch a mouse. I've watched it. They've stolen a mouse from the cats at my house. But this label does have it's a verifiable label, but basically it means that the hens are not fed animal or animal byproducts. So in a lot of formulas, to get proper lysine, which is an amino acid, they will actually go and feed, they call it feather meal. After they butcher chickens or whatever bird, you have all these feathers everywhere, and they can actually grind those up, grind them down, and then feed them. And that is a very high quality lysine source for them. If you watch chickens, a lot of times they'll actually peck feathers out and eat the feathers. Why, I don't know. Maybe it's a nutritional deficiency. A lot of times it starts as curiosity. Yeah. When chickens are allowed to roam, they kind of consume whatever they wish. They will eat bugs, they will eat worms, mice, small snakes, and such. So this is more of a consumer preference label, not necessarily a this egg is better label, or these came from hens that were better cared for label. This is just a consumer preference label. It's not going to really affect the egg that you're eating at all. Free range. This is another big label that I see. It means that the hens have continuous access to the outdoors, though that space may or may not be fenced or covered. Free range can simply mean access to an outdoor pen space or a mobile fencing unit that has like trailer wheels and they pick it up and move it every day. Production chickens are usually fenced in some way or another for a couple of reasons. And a lot of that is predator. There's a lot of predators that love chicken. And as soon as they know that they're there, your flock will be gone. If you don't have them penned or some sort of protection over them or around them. So that's a big one. The second one is hens are expert egg hiders, and a lot of people get tired of the egg hunt every day, myself included. Even though my hens do actually completely free range. They run around our 3 acres for several reasons. I don't have the space to build a pen for them, and B, I like them for bug control, and if I had them pinned, I can't let them run through the trees and eat all the ticks and stuff. So I'm actually have geese that run with mine for protection, and I'm actually getting a guardian dog this spring to help with other predators. Pasture Raised is our next label. I'm trying to go through these quickly to not waste your time. Pasture Raised is a very tricky label because it's not regulated, so you can't really verify the term. It implies, however, that the chickens or hens are raised in a pasture. This is purely a marketing label. There's nothing behind it to verify that it actually happened. Cage free. This means that the hens can move within a building and have limited access, unlimited, excuse me. Wow, I need more juice. I need to open my juice so I can get more juice. They can move within a building, have unlimited access to food, water. It says nothing about their ability to go outside. So if that is something that's important to you, and hens having the ability to go outside, cage-free label is not what you're looking for. Natural. This is kind of a bogus label, honestly. It means eggs are minimally processed, which they pretty much are anyway. They contain no preservatives, they can't have any artificial ingredients. Pretty much all labels go that way, or all eggs go this way, except for those lovely that you'll start seeing here probably now, little chocolate eggs that have a Reese's label on them. Yeah, those are processed. Very delicious, but still processed. Those would not be natural Easter eggs. So yeah, the only processing eggs really have is they get washed, and I think they have to be pasteurized if they go through you're getting them from the grocery store. So that's really the only processing they do anyway. No added hormones. This is also a marketing tool in the egg industry, mainly because the use of hormones in poultry has been outlawed since 1950. And you're not going to find any of them eggs around here anymore. They are gone. Disgusting. Yeah, they're not there. All eggs are hormone free. Hormone added free. Organic. This is another label we're starting to see more and more as the organic industry picks up, as more consumers are wanting that organic food. It means there's no growth hormones, there's no antibiotics, there's no genetically modified crops or animal byproducts were fed to the hens ever. And the hens have to have access to the outside. Again, this can be your caged pen, can be a door, like they just have to have access to the outside, in addition to having basically the non-GMO diet. These are probably honestly going to be your highest priced eggs in the store. Just being upfront, being real. Why? Because sourcing, the cost of that feed is quite expensive. Plus the documentation that it requires to sell those eggs as such is a big time commitment. Many producers are really honestly not willing to do that paperwork for a relatively small increase in their profit. So again, if you are truly concerned about where your eggs are coming from, go find a neighbor who has some chickens. I'm sure they will gladly sell you some eggs. And until next time, we'll talk to you later.